actually ended up losing quite a bit of work. A lot of the handles just didn't stay attached. Things were drying too fast. And yeah, so I'm definitely gonna have to be doing some throwing today. I need to make a ton of stuff. I'm also going to be doing some sculpture, and I also need to get some lustering done. So this is gonna be another pretty full day. And today I have a little bit more time. I'll have 3 or 4 hours to work in the afternoon, and then I probably would just come back in here, you know, evening-ish to finish off the work that I didn't get done. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. So this wasn't planned, but I kind of went on like a cleaning frenzy. Cleaned my wheel and my shelves, my wedging table, kick wheel with the red clay that I'm using, and using the sodium silicate on it. I can't reclaim that clay that I trim off and stuff like that. Because sodium silicate hardens so much that would cause problems with the clay. You could hurt yourself cutting yourself on some of the sodium silicate if there was stuff left over off the pieces and things like that. So anyway, sodium silicate does not reclaim well, and I don't use that clay that comes off of the pieces that I sodium silicate with. It's actually better that I did this whole wheel cleaning and stuff, so now I know this is all white clay. It can all get reclaimed. I don't have to worry about sodium silicate being in there. So I realized that you can't actually throw clay if you don't have clay. So we're actually going to make a quick trip to the clay connection. I called ahead to make sure that they actually had the clay that I needed, the B-mix. And I try to buy from local pottery studios if I can. Occasionally I have to buy online, but I do like to support local businesses. So we're going to be heading to clay connection, and I'm going to be buying some clay. I am back from going to clay connection, and I got some stuff. Definitely got some clay. Like I said, totally forgot that I was all out of it and need some in order to remake a lot of the mugs that didn't quite make it because of the heat wave I had last week. So I actually have 2 bags here, and then I have another 2 bags here. So I got about 100 pounds of clay. Hold me over till I get this August collection done and finish the pieces that, you know, I lost. So, and then also I got a liner glaze. I do have a liner glaze, but it's driving me a little bonkers with not being super brushable. I have to pour it, and even then it's like really thick. A lot of times I have to add a lot of water to it, and it's just kind of a struggle to work with. So I actually ended up getting another glaze. It's actually specifically called a liner glaze. So I'm hoping that this will work. I'm gonna try this, and then I also got a glaze from Clay Art Center that's just called glossy white, so it's just like a white liner glaze too. So yeah, anyways, I got these 2 liner glazes to try, kind of see how they work with my clay. Fingers crossed one of them works. Like my red clay and the white liner just don't get along, and so it would be nice if I could find a more usable white liner glaze that I could use on multiple clays. I like to bring out red. Sometimes I do a few browns or speckled clays in, you know, in the summer and stuff. So it would be kind of nice to have a liner glaze that worked with all of them. So this is like a Kemper, like they call it a wood modeling tool. I really like having these sharp ends for trimming my piece before I actually take it off the wheel. A lot of times you'll just have clay shift to the bottom through throwing it and stuff like that. So this makes it a lot easier for me to just trim off some of it, and so I don't have to do as much trimming when I get the trimming process. But mine is really dull and it's not really working anymore. So I got a new one of those, and then a sponge, because you can never have enough sponges. And it's a mud tool sponge. I did do a video, which I'll link here and down in the description, of some of my favorite tools for throwing, and I love mud tool sponges. However, I was not being really careful with separating my tools from each other, because I had tools for red clay and I have tools for white clay. However, some of my red sponges ended up being white sponges, and white sponges ended up being red sponges. So I need a new sponge for my white clay, so got that. And then my wire tools are fraying, and which, I mean, it's been about a year since I bought a wire tool, so they last a really long time. And so I just got another one of those wire tools that I really like. And I actually had a conversation with the manager. We're pretty good friends. He was telling me about how they're kind of overwhelmed with the amount of people they have wanting to take classes and not enough teachers and stuff like that. So I was like, I would totally be willing to do a class. You know, I could do weekends and I could do evenings. So he was like, oh, would you be interested in teaching like kids classes? And I was like, are you kidding me? For those of you who don't know, I actually was an early childhood teacher before I did pottery, and I actually thought that's what I wanted to do. I did it for about 7 years, and then my health problems just made it really hard for me to continue doing that job, because it's a very physically demanding job. And so that's kind of when pottery came into the play, which, I mean, pottery's kind of physically demanding too, but not as frequently physically demanding as children. But I told him I'd be super interested in like doing like a little kids class and teaching how to do like pinch pots and hand building and stuff. Anyways, it would be fun to be able to teach a kids class in pottery and stuff. So hopefully that all works out and the times work out and I could do that too. So it's a little bit later in the day. I got a ton of throwing done. I got some sculpting done. I didn't quite get to the glazing. I'm not sure if I'll get to it tonight or not. Probably tomorrow or Tuesday. And then what I really need to get done today is lustering. Because I have a couple of pieces that I can't really show and take pictures of and stuff for Smogist over on my Instagram until I finish lustering them. And I really need to get those in the kiln and going tomorrow so that I have a bunch of pieces for this next week to do on my Instagram. And so that's what we're going to be doing.